We just gonna split it 5 ways. Yeah, split it 5 ways. You always split it 5 ways. It's my birthday. We out to eat. It's 5 of us. Okay, but I only drunk water and I ate lettuce. I only ate lettuce and I only drunk water. Are you serious, Tiger? I am serious. You gotta split the bill. That's what it is. Okay, and I don't know why y'all split this over. I tasted your stuff. I didn't eat it. So I'm only gonna pay for this lettuce and drinking this water.
Hi, welcome to Make Gains. Today, we're going to be talking about splitting the bill. Let's get it.
I'm not splitting. I'm talking to get something. I don't know why y'all talk. I'm not doing it. I didn't eat all that y'all ate. Y'all didn't drink this. Y'all didn't get all that. It don't matter.
Separated. I got the birthday girl and my wife.
Separate
checks. Sorry, you're the only man at this table. Why are we doing separate checks? It's all women here.
No, but I'm not responsible for paying everybody. I got the birthday girl.
You invited everybody.
You invited all of us.
I didn't invite you, but I didn't sign up for that. Okay, there's nobody else doing the.
You participate.
I know we got it.
I don't care how y'all do it.
Well, I'm sorry. But you always say, like, you're the only man at the table. You're not going to pay the check.
I'm not obligated. I got my whole family.
It's $700 for this whole table, and it's my birthday.
This is your podcast host.
It's only $700.
It's only fans.
You being cheap. Are you kidding me? Right? You're honestly being cheap right now.
Okay, first.
No, if that was the case, I'd have just took you out.
Dre, are you gonna let him sit here with a whole table full of women?
I really feel like it's not having responsibility, and when y'all get a husband,
I'm married.
I'm sorry. I do have a husband though. Hold on, wait a minute.
Thank y'all.
No, so Donnie, you're good because it's your birthday, but
Y'all,
we got to ship it. We need to leave.
no, I'm not paying for anything. I'm not paying for anything.
No,
I'm not paying for anything.
I'm gonna tell you tomorrow.
No.
Wait, can you please separate the checkbook?
No, because I'm saying that's ghetto. Like, you don't come to no establishment like that talking about splitting check.
It's not his responsibility. What do you guys think? Should it be his responsibility because he's the only man at the table? I'm going to go out on a limb and say absolutely not. I mean, why would anybody think that he should be responsible for paying for everybody $700 because he's the man at the table? I tell you what, I don't think I'd be going out to eat with those ladies again. That is wild.
Let's talk about the whole split the bill debate. I used to believe in not splitting the bill. In fact, I was one of those people that used to get annoyed at people splitting the bill. But as I matured and understand how to better steward my finances, the gifts that God has given me, I had to learn my lesson the hard way a few times. Once I went to a girlfriend's birthday dinner. There were maybe 12 to 15 people at the table. I only knew one other person at that table and the person that invited me. It was a celebration for her. I wasn't feeling good, but I went to be a supportive friend. I ordered like a little soup appetizer and I ordered a drink just to be able to cheers with her for her birthday or whatever. That's it. The entire table was ordering appetizers, drink after drink, rounds of shots. Like I said, I don't know these people. They are my friends' friends. This was at a more upscale type of restaurant. The bill was like $4,000 and something dollars. I don't remember, like maybe $4,500, somewhere around there, like $4,400. I do believe that was with the added gratuity because for a big party, they add the gratuity. Friend's boyfriend was like, hey, I'll cover the gratuity, like no biggie. But like everybody else, split the bill. It ended up being like $200 and something per person. I was like, ain't no way, bro. I just spent $200 and something for a tortilla sopa and a drink. And I fed all these people alcohol and food, and I don't even know them, for free, out of my hard-earned money. It was that day that I was like, I would never do this again. And if I do choose to come celebrate you, you're having a shindig with a bunch of people that I don't know, just go ahead and order my drink at the bar and call it a day because I'm not going to be dealing with that. I'm going to eat In-N-Out before, or I'm going to eat In-N-Out or tacos after. But I'm not dealing with that mess ever again.
I get it, y'all. Have y'all been in those situations where you're out to dinner, you're trying to save some money, so you get a burger, a taco, and everybody else is getting appetizers. They're getting liquor drinks that cost $10 to $20 each. And then guess what? Bill comes, they say, let's just split it evenly. Make it easy. Make it simple. Yeah, I have a hard time with that one. And I think this is a controversial one, right? Because there are definitely people, as we are going to see, that are on both sides of this issue. But for those of you who are trying to make gains and you're trying to be a good steward of your money, like she said, and you're trying to be responsible, you're going out to eat with your friends, and you're trying to make sure you don't spend too much. When that bill comes, somebody says this, how do you handle it? Or are you going to say, no, I'm going to pay for mine? I can tell you, I've been in that situation before. I was at a bachelor party and I was newly married. We had a kid on the way and we were trying to save money. So I was drinking water. I think I ate a burger. It was $12. And several of these guys there were like, they were balling out, steaks and drinks and all that, having a great time. And then when the bill came, they said, yeah, let's just split it evenly. I had to be that guy to say, guys, no, I'm trying to save money. I'm not paying for all y'all's drinks. Can you put mine on a separate check, please? I don't think anybody got mad or anything, but what do y'all think? I mean, but is that appropriate to do when you're out with your friends?
Why is the idea of splitting the bill always up for debate? If I go out to a restaurant with my friends, we're not splitting the bill. You got a steak and I got chicken fingers and fries. No way we're splitting the bill and I'm going to pay for more than what I ate. The only time I understand splitting the bill is if you go out with your friends and you're all kind of getting the same priced meals. And I know it's like, oh, for the server, it's hard to be able to split the checks up. But you could just put the order all on one card and then everyone Venmo you. Like, that's what my friend group does. And we never have any issues. Like, I just don't get it. And I never will understand why it's always up for debate.
I can tell you that putting it on one card and having everybody Venmo you sounds great. But then you've got those two friends who never Venmo you. And then either you've got to let it go or you've got to make things awkward by reaching out and saying, hey, remember dinner? You didn't pay me. And that's kind of, it's not a good feeling, right? You don't want to be bill collector to your buddies. So, my attitude for that one is if that's what we decide to do, then I've just got to accept it as if they never pay me, it's no big deal. Now, we are talking about friends here, so, it's a much easier pill to swallow. But I think that's a good practice for going into that because you definitely don't want to make friendships awkward because you're having to bug people about money.
So I went out to dinner with my friends the other night, and they always do this one thing that really I just think is so disrespectful. So all of my other friends are married or they have significant others. But whenever we go out to dinner, I'm pretty much by myself. And when the check comes, they like to do the let's just all split it thing. And I am so down for that, except when they put the bill down, what happens is all of the husbands or the boyfriends put their card down, but their wives and girlfriends do not. And then I'm single by myself and I'm putting my card down. So I explained to them, hey guys, there's 7 of us and there's only 3 cards on the table, including my card. If we're going to split it evenly, everybody has to put a card down. Like your wife also has to put a card down. Like your girlfriend also has to put a card down. And I was like, because if they're not putting their cards down, I'm getting a huge chunk of the bill. And they always look at me like I have 3 heads. I'm like, guys, the bill is like $1,000. If you want to split it evenly, everybody has to put their card down. This is Los Angeles. This isn't like a diner that I'm splitting with. And they never understand my logic. Am I crazy? Am I explaining myself to them? I am paying for your wives and girlfriends. And they're always like, yeah, that's why we're splitting. I was like, no. It's uneven, the split. If there's 7 of us here, we should split among 7 cards, not 4 cards.
No, she's not crazy. That makes perfect sense. If you have couples there, those couples need to take a higher portion than the people that are single. So yeah, if you're gonna do it that way, then you need to say, hey, we're gonna split this 7 ways and put 2 of those on my card. That'd be the logical way to do that.
Okay, real talk. How are we splitting bills with our friends? I think I finally figured out how I do it, so I'm going to explain it to you guys. I would say I have 3 categories of friends, level 1, 2, and 3. 1 is like the acquaintance friends, 2 is a good friend, and 3 is like a close friend. For tier 1 / the acquaintance, I don't know if I'm ever going to see them again, so I typically just always put my card down, and they usually do too, and so we just split it 50-50 right on the credit card. Once you get to tier 2, aka a good friend, then I will pretty much always put my card down, and usually it just ends up being that I pay this time and then you pay the next time. At this point, I also don't care if the meal that you paid for was only $40 and mine was $60. It really doesn't matter to me. And I guess vice versa, I would hope that it doesn't matter that much for that person either. So starting tier 2, birthdays I will always pay for. And if you are visiting from out of town, I will always also pay for that as well. I feel like treating someone to a meal is like a love language. Tier 3, these are my close friends. Of course, same thing, birthday out of town, I will always pay for it. But for tier 3, I will literally just always put my card down and I will fight you for the bill. Especially if they're in a different career progression from me or they're still in school, like I will make sure I am the one to pay. However, because we are so close, usually these friends are also fighting to pay. And so I feel like it ends up being roughly 50-50. I honestly don't know and I don't keep track.
So this is kind of hilarious, right? You're putting your friends into different tier categories. So you're a level 1, you're level 3, so pay for you and not for you. Yeah, I don't know. I totally get it though with people on different career or totally get it though with people on different career paths or trajectories than you. Like there's some guys that I've met for lunch that I go to church with. I know they're early in their career. They're not making money. They're newly married, whatever the situation. If I'm going to lunch with them, I'm going to cover theirs. But I think that all depends on the financial situation you're in. Like if you're somebody who's in debt and you're somebody who's really trying hard to make gains and you're trying to save money, well, I mean, one, maybe you shouldn't be going out to eat a whole lot. That's something where you got to make sure you're budgeting for. But I don't think you need to be paying for everybody. The situation that she's talking about where you go out to your friends and you cover theirs this time and they cover yours next time. I have a couple of friends where we do that. But you don't want to do that with people you don't know very well. And then also, the fighting to pay the bill. I know people that are like that too, but the people that I know who are like that are people who have jobs where money is not an issue for them. So those are all things you got to consider.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but if I go out to dinner with friends, I don't care to itemize the bill. I'm always fine with just splitting it evenly with everyone's card. I don't care if someone's entree was a little bit more expensive. I don't care if someone got 1 drink or someone got 2 drinks. I mean, obviously don't go crazy, but if we're all just eating, chatting, drinking, having a good time, I don't mind splitting it. Even if you're paying a few dollars extra for what you ate, you are just paying to hang out and be with your friends. And if I wasn't okay with just splitting what came to the table, I wouldn't go out to dinner with friends. Trust me, I'm not just putting my card down with 15 people I barely know. If it's my tight-knit, close group of girlfriends, I don't care if I got 1 cocktail and you got 2. We can just split it because eventually it'll just even out.
Yeah, sometimes it'll just even out. Sometimes it won't. I do think it's an interesting idea, though, that you should always be okay with splitting the bill. Otherwise, you shouldn't go out to eat. I don't know many people who think that way, but there are some, and I've been to dinner with some who are like, oh, no, we should just split the bill. Well, I think that you need to have that conversation ahead of time. And there are tons of people talking about this. There's 1,000,001 videos of people talking about this. And most of them are coming from the standpoint of, I was with friends who asked me to split the bill and I didn't think it was fair. But yeah, if you're all ordering similar things and, whatever, if it's a couple bucks. But most of the situations that I'm watching are not that situation. It's not a situation where it's just a few dollars difference, no big deal. It's double, triple the amount because they're doing things like ordering steaks or getting multiple drinks. And I'm talking about alcoholic drinks, right? So those things add up really quickly. And if you're trying to be careful and not do those things on purpose, and then somebody wants you to cover theirs, it isn't a great feeling. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm always going to be the one to say, nah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get mine. And I'll ask the waitress, hey, bring me my check. But another person said that they knew that their friend was going to try to get everybody to split it. So they just went and closed out with the waitress ahead of time. That makes sense to me too. That way you can say, oh, sorry guys, I already closed out. I think they said, I excused myself to go to the bathroom. And then on the way back, I swung by and closed out at the bar. That makes perfect sense to me that you would do it that way. And I think that's a way where you can do it a little less awkwardly. And that way, when the bill comes, you can say, oh, sorry, I already closed out and took care of it. I thought this last one was fun. If you're with your friends and you're trying to figure out who's going to cover it and you're up for a little bit of excitement, this is a cool way to do it.
Wait,
I'm going with my favorite color is green, so I'm going with this one. Sorry, was that yours? Oh, no.
yes.
If you're with your good friends and you don't mind, that's a fun way to do it. You never know if you're paying or not. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments about your experiences. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that have a lot to say about this one. Do you normally split the bill or do you not? What's your best strategy to not make it awkward if somebody wants you to split the bill? And guys, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We're trying to grow, and I appreciate you watching. As always, guys, keep making gains, and we'll see you in the next one. So until next time.